In a quiet village nestled between rolling hills and dense forests, lived a woman named Alara. She was known for her kindness, warm smile, and especially for her close bond with her mother, Arya. Arya was the village's wise elder, whose silvery hair and sparkling eyes spoke of a lifetime of wisdom and love. She had an unbreakable connection with her daughter, Alara, always sharing stories, guiding her, and nurturing her through life's ups and downs. However, one chilly winter night, Arya passed away peacefully in her sleep, leaving the village in mourning and Alara heartbroken. The loss felt unbearable, like a piece of Alara's soul had been taken away. She often found herself sitting by the old oak tree where her mother used to tell her stories, whispering into the wind, hoping that somehow, somewhere, her mother could hear her. Months later, Alara found solace in the arms of her newborn daughter, whom she named Mira. But Mira was no ordinary child. The moment she was born, the entire room fell silent in awe. Mira had a head full of silvery gray hair just like her grandmother Arya. As the midwife placed the baby in Alara's arms, Mira opened her eyes, and for a fleeting moment, Alara saw something familiar, something that made her heart skip a beat. Alara's mother-in-law was quick to point out, "She looks like Arya," but others in the village whispered with curiosity and fear, "A child born with gray hair? It's unnatural," they said. Some thought it was a curse, others a blessing. But Alara felt it was something much deeper. As Mira grew, it became clear she was unlike other children, not just because of her unique hair, but because of the way she moved and spoke. By the time she could talk, she was already reciting old folk songs that only Arya used to sing. She would often sit in the garden, humming tunes Alara hadn't heard since her mother's passing. Mira's eyes, full of wisdom far beyond her years, seemed to know things that no child could possibly know. One day, as Alara was knitting by the window, Mira toddled over, clutching a small, worn-out brooch in her tiny hand. It was Arya's favorite brooch, the one she wore every day until her death. But it had been lost for months. Mira handed it to Alara and said, "Mama, remember when you gave this to me at the spring festival?" Alara froze, tears welling up in her eyes. The spring festival was one of her most cherished memories with her mother, and she had indeed given Arya that brooch as a gift many years ago. Mira couldn't possibly know that, and yet, here she was, speaking as if she had lived it herself. As Mira grew, so did the stories. She spoke of events only Arya had witnessed and offered advice in moments when Alara needed it most, echoing the words her mother would have said. It became clear to Alara that Mira wasn't just any child, she was a reincarnation of Arya, her mother's soul reborn. But life wasn't always easy for Mira. The village children would sometimes tease her about her unusual appearance, calling her names and avoiding her, but Mira remained unfazed. She would simply smile, her silver hair glistening in the sunlight, and offer them kindness instead of anger. One afternoon, a fierce storm swept through the village, uprooting trees and destroying homes. Mira, who had always had a way with nature, stood outside in the chaos, her hair blowing wildly. She closed her eyes and began to hum softly, the same calming tune Arya used to sing. The winds gradually died down, and the storm subsided as if responding to her call. The villagers watched in disbelief and awe, finally realizing Mira wasn't a curse but a gift, a living reminder of the wisdom and love they had lost with Arya. Mira's presence taught the village an invaluable lesson. Sometimes, those we lose are never really gone. They live on in the memories we keep, the lessons they taught us, and sometimes, in the most extraordinary ways, they come back to us. Mira's hair wasn't a mark of misfortune, but a symbol of continuity, a reminder that love transcends even death. As she grew older, Mira continued to embody her grandmother's spirit, spreading kindness, wisdom, and joy wherever she went. And Alara, who had once mourned the loss of her mother, now found comfort in every moment she spent with her daughter. Through Mira, Alara learned that life is a cycle, and love, in its purest form, can never truly fade away. The lesson was clear: our loved ones are never really gone. They live on through us, in every act of kindness, every smile, and sometimes, and the silver strands of a little girl's hair.